right, you ready? Let's get into it.
Let's hop in. Let's dive in because we got
Let's
we got an
let's
avalanche game later on
let's do
today.
it. Oh shoot. Okay, and I wanted to record both podcasts today. Do you think we'll be able to do that?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If not, I'm gonna be like, we gonna have to pause for the.
Pause for the game. We'll be right back.
We're on an 11 game winning streak, dude. Holy
Heck yeah! Go
crap.
Colorado Avalanche!
Absolutely
Woo!
not. We're 11 regulation wins. It's the start of the season, but we're currently number one in the NHL,
Woo
and we're gonna keep
woo!
it that way.
And again, you can't see me, but I am finger clapping with my hands in the air and waving them like I just don't care.
I'm straight snapping because
Woo!
the boys have been doing amazing. They've been doing fantastic. And they recently had their fourth wing night, and I'm still desperately searching. I did find an eBay listing that's literally just someone's making dupes of it, and I'm so close to just getting a dupe of it.
You're like, it just give me the dupe. I don't care anymore. So if
No, yeah,
anybody
literally.
listening to this got the Avalanche Fourth Wing Edition book and want to donate it to the cause
Oh my
instead
god,
of
hell
reselling
yeah.
it for $800 to $12,000, let
Oh
us know.
yeah. Let us, and you know what?
I'm willing to pay for it, but I'm not willing to pay $800.
No, and like Harley can have the book. I want the jersey. Like that's where we're at.
What I'm thinking about how many women decided to get it, but had to take their husbands with them or their boyfriend or something because they didn't want to go alone, right?
Mhm.
So they have a husband or boyfriend with an additional book and jersey that they don't need.
If they
You know what I
bought
mean?
ticket package. That's if they got the ticket package, because you also have
That's
the
true.
ability to just buy the regular ticket. So
That's true.
I digress. I need that jersey in my life because it was literally made for me.
It's literally made for you.
And speaking of
You know
fourth
what,
wing,
though?
oh,
Sorry, go ahead. Speaking of Fourth Wing.
I was gonna say my mom's reading it, and she's been calling Zayden a Viking wannabe, Viking something. Because in her head, she's like, they're all Vikings. Like, they're not Vikings, mom. And she came up and she's like, I'm picturing How to Train Your Dragon. And she's like, they're wearing leathers, they're overlooking a mountain. Like, they're not Vikings. And I'm like, Mom, they're not Vikings. You're getting this in your head. And every day she's like, when's the movie coming out? When's the movie coming out? Me, I'm asking the same question, but we gotta wait on Mr. Jeff Bezos to hurry up and
We
keep
don't even have
funding it
casting
on
yet.
Amazon. We don't have casting yet. I think we have like the showrunner and the script. And that's about
Yeah,
it.
that's all we got. That's all we got to be. But
But
what
I'm
I was
like,
gonna say is, I think I could probably make you. Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna kick myself because let's be real, it's gonna take me 2 years. But I could probably make you the hockey jersey, and I could probably make it like actually a hockey jersey rather than because it wasn't like a legit. I don't know if you've seen it. They're not like legit hockey jerseys. They're just like
you know, they're super
screen
thin, and
printed.
honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like Harley. If you can make me a iron on of just that decal, I'll throw it on a sweatshirt. I'll throw it
But
on a long sleeve.
I think I can make you
I
like an
don't care.
actual legit hockey jersey.
I would die if you did.
I think I could. I think I could make you a Fourth Wing Avalanche, Colorado Avalanche hockey jersey. Because
I
I
will
could
die.
just, how about this? I'm so sorry to the readers, but we're making plans here. How about you get me a hockey jersey, like buy yourself a Colorado Avalanche hockey jersey, and then send it to me, and I will make it Fourth Winged.
I will try because those are also super expensive and
Okay, maybe I'll make it from scratch then.
I just need an iron-on decal. I'll throw it on a sweatshirt. That's all I need.
Girl, that's
I
that's
ain't
too
picky
easy. That's too easy.
because
I gotta
that's how
get you
you
like a
know I want
legit
it to
jersey.
be.
No,
I
you need a jersey.
mm,
You deserve a jersey.
do I?
Yes,
Mm,
you do. Don't talk bad about my best friend.
talking bad about your best friend. I'm
Yeah,
talking
you
bad
are.
about
You're telling
you.
me you're talking bad about my best friend. You are my best friend, therefore you are talking bad about my best friend.
It is too early to be scolded, and I should be the one scolding you. I'm the older one.
I don't care. You're being scolded because you're talking bad about my best friend.
Oh my god.
Anyways, welcome back to Hot Takes and Paperbacks.
The podcast where we bring you the best of the best and the worst of the worst and the most unhinged hot takes on some of your favorite, our favorite, and our least favorite books.
I am one of your hosts, Harley,
I'm your other host, Scotty.
and today we are doing a review or a podcast. What do we call these? Whatever. It's the Vampire Academy.
We're sticking with the vampires. We're staying in vampire territory because it's cold. It's getting colder outside. Finally getting a little rainy here in Cali. And what better way to just bring in the holiday season than vampires? This time, not sparkly vampires, but nonetheless a different kind of vampire because they are called Moroi, which I still feel like I'm saying wrong.
You're not. It's Mariah. So you ready? You ready to deep dive? You ready to get into it?
Take me through this journey. I'm ready because I got feelings. I got thoughts and feelings.
Got some thoughts, some feelings.
I got a lot of thoughts and feelings, especially about Dmitry Belikov.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's go.
So, Vampire Academy
Like crisscross
is
applesauce ready for story time.
crisscross applesauce ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to get you the ABC rug?
I'm sure I could find one somewhere. The other teachers and my sister, someone's got it.
Somebody's got it somewhere.
I'll sit
All
on the
right.
little leather.
So we've got Vampire Academy, which is an international best-selling series by Rochelle Mead. And this book was published in the year of 2007.
Okay, so not that long after Twilight. So it was still
No.
riding. It was still riding that vampire craze.
Oh, it's definitely part of the Vampire High for sure. And so, I can't even remember how many books. Is this a 6-book series? I know there's spin-offs and stuff, but there's a lot of books. There's a lot happening in this.
It's a good chunk. Let me
It's a
keep
good
check.
chunk of
I'll
books.
do some research.
You do the Googs while I do the Goodreads summary, okay?
Mhm.
Only a true best friend can protect you from your immortal enemies. Lissa Dragomir is a Moroi princess, a mortal vampire with a rare gift to harness the earth's magic. She must be protected at all times from the Strigoi, the fiercest vampires, the ones who never die, the powerful blend of human and vampire blood that oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, hold on. Back it up for a second. She must be protected at all times from the Strigoi, the fiercest vampires, the ones who never die. The powerful blend of human and vampire blood that flows through Rose Hathaway's, Lisa's best, I just said Lisa, Lissa's best friend makes her a dampire. Do you say it dampire?
I say it vampire.
Okay, I say it dampire as well. The audiobook says it dampier,
Oh,
but I've always
yeah.
pronounced it dampire, so we're gonna keep it dampire.
We're gonna keep it vampire.
So makes her a dampire. Rose is dedicated to a dangerous life of protecting Lissa from the Strigoi, who are hell-bent on making Lissa one of them. After 2 years of freedom, Rose and Lissa are caught and dragged back to St. Vladimir's Academy, a school for vampire royalty and their guardians-to-be. Hidden in the deep forest of Montana, but inside the Iron Gates, life is even more fraught with danger, and the Strigoi are always close by. Rose and Lissa must navigate their dangerous world, confront the temptations of forbidden love, and never once let their guard down, lest the evil undead make Lissa one of them forever.
Got chills.
Ooh.
Sold.
Sold.
If you weren't sold by that alone, like especially the Strigoi, it's like the fuck are what do you mean there's like more powerful vampires? Like Oh God, I think I read this whenever I was starting. I had to have read it right after Twilight and just fully jumped in feet first for anything vampire related. But I think this might have been one of my favorites just because of how different it was. And they
Mhm,
weren't
mhm.
sparkly. I loved the way they were able to use magic. That was the main thing that I
Mhm.
genuinely loved. And then I did love the halfling of it all and them being guardians for the Moroi.
Right. Mhm.
Now, that being said, there's a certain character that I do align with where he's like, we're powerful, we can protect ourselves because
Oh yeah.
yes, we fucking can. Yes, we absolutely
Absolutely.
fucking can. Why are we gonna
Yes.
sit? Okay, nope, nope. We'll get there. We'll
We'll
get
get
there.
there.
We'll get there.
So, Mike, for me, because so obviously vampires and like Twilight and all that stuff was huge when we were younger, of course. But I wasn't huge into reading, as you know, and like my mom read me the Twilight series. So it was actually my mom that read Vampire Academy during that time frame. And she read it before the series was completed, and one of the books, and well, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you. So the book that ends with Dimitri becoming Strigoi, it literally ends on that cliffhanger.
Broke me in half, and I think it was Shadow Kiss.
Well, so and that is the book. That was the last book written. So my mom read all the way to that point. Is on that cliffhanger. She threw the book across the living room. She's sobbing. We're all terrified. She's pissed. And it was that moment that my mom has sworn to never read another series that is not completed again. That is why she will not read ACOTAR. That is, well, actually, she did finally agree to read ACOTAR because I told her that the main story is completed. And now we're like doing spin off stories of people. So my mom, like, she agreed to read ACOTAR finally, but she won't read Fourth Wing. She won't do
No,
it.
and that's fair because Rebecca, our bestie, we love you, Rebecca. I absolutely love your brain. But she pulled, she pulled a fucking Michelle Mead, and
She
she let
did.
us think. Like, and now the more that we're talking about it, Dimitri did run so Zayden. No, yes, Dimitri walked so Zayden can fucking fly.
It's literally in my notes. Chapter one, notes literally says, like, when I introduce Dimitri, I literally have it in my notes because it's like,
That's
um,
true.
Dimitri is the original Zayden. So
Yeah,
if
and he
you
really
love Fourth Wing and you haven't read Zodiac Academy, I'm sorry we're spoiling everything for you.
I
However,
mean Vampire Academy.
did I say Zodiac Academy? That
Yeah.
is another thing that is going to be the end of me. I keep saying Zodiac Academy and I mean Vampire Academy every single time. So if you hear me say that, I'm so sorry. Take a shot every time I say Zodiac Academy.
Oh no, I can't. I won't make it through this.
um, but literally, like, so if you love Zayden and you love that, like, Dimitri is the OG Zayden.
No, he really is. He's the
Like,
blueprint.
literally, like you said, Dimitri, what was it? Dimitri walked so Zayden could run. Like, that is 100% the truth.
Mhm.
But anyway, so it wasn't until I read ACOTAR before I ever even read Vampire Academy.
Which is
That's
wild.
how late to the game I am. So, like, I only read this book maybe 2, 3 years ago because my mom was just like, I was bitching so much about, like, needing another series that could make me feel again like ACOTAR did. And she was like, read Vampire Academy, please read Vampire Academy. So I finally read it. And I'm mad at myself for waiting as long as I did because this is I'm not a huge fan of like YA anymore, but this is one of those YA books like Twilight that I will never be tired of. I could read this over and over again and never be sad
Oh,
about it.
excuse me. It really is that cusp of like YA into full, almost adult paranormal romance. Like it's good. Like it is. I forgot how wild of a story it was.
It
And
is
I
pretty
was
crazy.
and okay, mild trigger warning because we will be talking about a little bit of self-harm and
Mm-hmm.
slut shaming, which we don't stand in this house.
No, no,
But
no,
I was
ma'am.
like, this is wild. like I was kind of, is how I know I'm getting old, but I was like, oh my God, like, why are we calling each other blood whores? And then that's whenever Harley very, very kindly reminded me, like, were we not worse in high school? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was literally reading your text messages and I was like, do you, like, hello? Do you remember being in high school? Because I remember it
Oh, yeah.
very, very clearly. And this is, like, literally Vampire Academy is high school all over again.
It really, but
The
it's so
same
fresh.
gossip, the same cliques, the same cattiness, the same drama, the same bullshit, but entertaining. And
Entertaining and done
vampires.
well. Like it's not
Yes,
shoving
and
down
done
your
well.
throat. It's not over
Yes.
the top. It's believable. It's not like it gives me more like the Pretty Little Liars vibes, which I
I never
loved.
watched.
And you never watched
Mm-mm.
it? Oh,
I watched the first episode and I was like, not for me.
oh, interesting. No, it's good. Um, it's good. Like it is actually pretty good. Like it wasn't as cringy as like I'm reading when we were rereading Twilight, where I was like, damn.
Well, and that's another thing too that I realized after like literally because we just reread Twilight, now we're reading this, and I was like, no, this is definitely like Twilight's amazing, wonderful masterpiece, like five five stars every time. Same with Zodiac Academy or Vampire Academy, 5 stars every time. Um, but this is definitely less cringy,
Oh yeah, less cringy. Now
like
that's
way less cringy.
the movie and the show,
Oh,
cringy as fuck.
the
Terrible. I
movie and the
forgot there was
show.
a movie. I
Uh,
forgot there was a movie.
and so I actually watched the show. So I watched the movie. Terrible. That's the worst thing that I think anybody's ever created in their life. So sorry
No,
to
it really
those
is.
those people, but that was awful. The show. I actually don't hate the show. I mean, I hate the show. Do not get me wrong. I hate it. But I felt like the show was good. They just needed to not call it Vampire Academy. Like it should have
It's
just
so
been a
we
different
were
show. Like why are
we
you
were
trying
almost
to
there.
pass this as the book when this is not the book at all?
They were almost there.
It should have just
I'm
been a
not gonna
different show.
lie. They were pretty close. They made some choices.
Well, they made some massive, yeah, they made some massive changes, like integrating technology and things like that, which
Which I
again,
get.
you can do that, but don't call it Vampire Academy. Don't say it's the book, because it's not the book. It's just not. Like, I'm sorry, but it's not. Oh, makes me
And
mad.
there's a reason why it was canceled after one season. But
Uh huh.
they gave it a good old try. But we're not here to talk about that. We're gonna take you through the book, take you back to the OG source material and fall in love with Rose and Lissa. Like they have some of the best bestie chemistry. And like I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb and say that between us, between you and me, Harley, I
Mm-hmm,
would be
mm-hmm.
your vampire. I'd be your
You would.
vampire. I would 100% love to be your vampire guardian.
You would be my Rose to my Lissa, absolutely, and I would gladly accept it.
Yeah, because you're
Especially if
100%.
you had a super hot Dimitri to go along with you. And I'm down to clown with Christian Ozera all day long. Let's go.
Oh, Christian. I forgot. Like, I was like, man, why was I hating on this kid during my first reread?
You hated on him?
Yeah, I didn't trust
Girl.
him.
Oh
I
no, I loved him from day
know.
one. I love my little emo boy hiding up in the church attic.
I didn't trust him. And
Oh no, no,
now
no.
rereading it, I'm like, oh, Christian, you just need a hug.
I love him. He does. He needs a hug so bad. My poor baby boy.
He just needs a hug. Mia and Natalie can just completely
Oh,
they mm-mm.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
All right,
yeah.
let's do it. So let's see. Okay, so we start off with our two main character, and so Rose's full name is Rosemary Hathaway, and she obviously goes by Rose. She is a vampire, which we already talked about the fact that that's she's half human, half vampire, and she is a guardian. So the vampires in this book, their role is to either basically essentially be breeding hens and provide more vampires, or to become guardians or do both. Like some of them, like Rose's mother, for example, she had Rose and basically handed Rose off to somebody else to raise, sent her to school, and like isn't really a mother to her in a way. At least that's how Rose feels. Rose feels like her mom's not really a mother to her, and is just a guardian. That's what she does. She doesn't take time off. She doesn't, coddle her daughter. She doesn't do any of that. Her whole entire job, her whole entire life is to take care of the Moroi that she's been charged to protect. And
She,
then, oh, go ahead.
uh, she just, Rose's mom took the title of like career driven woman to the next level. Like
She
she
really did.
literally, she dropped Rose off at St. Vladimir's and went, good luck. Like,
Rose is like the here damn. You need another here damn. And then just like gave birth and walked away, essentially.
no, literally.
But in reality, in the later books, that's why I'm like, this is how Rose feels, right? Like, this is how Rose feels. Later, when you, like, in the later books, you start to realize that there is a little bit of that maternal instinct. She really does care about Rose. She really does love her. And she really does want what's best for her. But she's also just she's very much a practical woman. And she's very much a driven girl. And she's doing what she thinks is best. Um, then we have, oh, and on the topic of vampires, they are a dying race. Like, there's not a lot of them. So the Moroi outnumber the vampires by a lot. Like, the vampires, they are hurting. The numbers are low. Because on top of the fact that there's just not as many of them, okay, we have to get into the politics a little bit here of the vampires. So a vampire and a vampire cannot reproduce. Like, so two vampires cannot have a baby. So it has to be, and a vampire and a human also cannot have a baby. So it has to be a vampire and a Moroi in order to make another vampire, or a Moroi and a human to make a vampire. But a vampire and a Moroi still makes a vampire. And Rose explains it as like some weird genetic mutation because in reality, if a vampire and a Moroi got together, it wouldn't be half human, half vampire anymore. It would technically be what is that like 1/4 human and 3/4 vampire, but whatever. She just says it's like some genetic mutation that causes them to just become half vampire, half human. Or yeah, half vampire, half human. And so obviously the Moroi, especially the royal Moroi, because the Moroi are part of there's like the royal Moroi and then there's the like regular everyday peasant Moroi. And the royal houses, there's like 12 royal families. And then there's the regular Moroi, and the regular Moroi are like models, like runway models. So super tall, super skinny, very slim, very pale skinned. Whereas the vampires, they're half human, and so a lot of the times they're a bit shorter, they're curvier, they've got some color to their skin. So like the Moroi men look at the vampire women and they're like, "Oh yeah, let me get with that." So a lot of the time, they will, go sleep with the women and then leave because they can't like marry because it's like frowned upon, right? Like it's or not frowned upon because they need the vampires, but it's
But
taboo.
it's taboo because
Be-
the Moroi, their whole thing is they're trying to keep their bloodline pure. Um,
yes.
like they very much they're so fixated on the main what is it, the 12 families, the 12 family
Mm-hmm.
lines, and kind of marrying amongst themselves, making sure that they're with like any royal family that they have the right pedigree and whatnot. But it's also just known that like they're gonna step out, like they're gonna step out and be with a vampire at some point just so that more vampires can be made. And they have these actual vampire communities that almost sound like communes that, again, the Moroi men will just roll up and do their thing and roll out.
They roll in and they roll out. So a lot of the vampires, they will know who their moms are, but they don't know who their fathers are. Because while
Yeah.
it's not
Their monsters.
uncommon for a Moroi woman to sleep with a vampire, it just doesn't happen nearly as often. Like it's more the Moroi men than it is the women.
Yeah.
Um, and so a lot of the times, like these Morois they don't even know who their fathers are. Or not the Morois, I'm sorry, the vampires don't even know who their fathers are. And so, anyways, Um, that's what's going on with Rose, right? So she's our little vampire queen. Then we have Vasilisa Dragomir. She's our next like main female character, and she is a Moroi, and she goes by the name of Lissa, and she actually is the last of her line. So the Dragomirs are one of the 12 royal families, but Lissa is the last. So it was her, her brother, and her mom and dad. That was who made up the Dragomir family. That was the last of them. And then there was an accident, and she lost both her parents and her brother. And in that accident, so now it's just Lissa's the only one left. Like that's it for the Dragomirs. Um, and so Rose and Lissa, they've been best friends since they were 4 years old. They've known each other forever. And so the book starts out with them on the run. They are in Portland, Oregon, with they're living on a college campus. They're enrolled into their senior year of high school, living on a college campus, and they have like a roommate and everything, right? Like they are in it. And because they've been running for 2 years, they've been running from the school authorities. And they actually say that in the beginning of the book, they say that the school sent Psyhounds after them, which Psyhounds are these like mutt hybrid things that are like controlled by the Moroi. Like so the Moroi control them and they'll send them after like certain things that they're looking for. Um and they can give them like different commands. So like if they want them to attack, they can attack, but if they just want them to like capture them, they'll just capture them if that makes sense. And so they did stuff like that. Like they sent Psyhounds after them. They've done all these crazy things and the girls have managed to like move from town to town, still go to school, which this is my hot take of the book. I am sick and I am tired of these academy or school aged whatever, like whether it's because like Fourth Wing is even a good example of this. Like you're at this school, you're at this academy, all hell is breaking loose. You are on the run, you are whatever it is. Why are we still caring about school?
Oh yeah, because they make it a point to be like, no, we were still taking classes, and you wonder why you got caught, bitch. The
I'm like,
fuck.
homie, I do not give a fuck about school anymore. Like, I get so annoyed whenever it's a school type setting and they're still doing it. That is one thing about everyone and their mom hates on Zodiac Academy, but Zodiac Academy, they pretty much like they're still learning their magic, but they're no longer like taking classes like that. Like there was a moment in time when they like were kind of going back and taking classes, but for the most part, these girls are just out being bad bitches doing what they got to do. Like we're not focused on school anymore. Here we are. These two are like, "Oh, we got to make sure we keep up. It's our senior year. We need to make sure we graduate." For why?
Yeah, because they're still in high
You're living
school.
off of
They're
Vasilisa's freaking money.
biggest
Like
inheritance.
you're fine. Like she's never going to run out of cash. Let's just go. Like what are we doing? And I
And
love that
I
they
think
didn't
that's
even leave the
partly.
United States.
No, yeah, that's the whole thing. I think they're based in what, Montana, Missouri, something like that.
Montana. Montana.
Montana. Y'all didn't make it that far. Pull up a map of the United States. They
Like
did not make it that
you
far.
you couldn't even get out of the US? What the heck? I'm
At
sure there's
least
like
in
a
Canada.
worry about the
They let
trail
us
or
know.
something, but come on.
Like, put in some effort. Because then one of the quotes I highlighted was Rose being like, they caught us just like that. After all this time, they caught us. Babe, you weren't even hiding. You were
You
hiding
weren't
in
even
plain sight.
trying.
Like, come
Also,
on.
okay, let me get to that part. So we've got our two girls. They're hanging out, trying to finish high school. Um and okay, so it's nighttime, like they're getting ready to go to bed or whatever. And Rose realizes that Lissa just like woken up from a nightmare, which Rose was able to like feel and actually was like experiencing the nightmare with her because Rose, we find out, is bonded to Lissa. So they have this bond and it allows Rose to feel her emotions, see things inside of her head, stuff like that. And so Rose wakes her up because she's having this nightmare and it sounds like it's a reoccurring nightmare. So she wakes her up and realizes that Lissa's like super tired, super drained, and then that's when she realizes that Lissa hasn't fed in a while. So another thing with the Morais, they're vampires, so they need to feed. Vampires do not need to feed on blood, but Morai do. And so the Morai are accustomed to drinking daily, but in order for them to keep their ruse going and like stay on the run and not draw attention to themselves, Rose has been feeding Lissa, and they just feed like every other day or something like that, or every couple days. And so Rosie realized that Lissa hadn't fed in a while, and so she was like, "You need to feed." And Lissa's like, "No, it's okay, like I'm fine." And she's like, "No, you need to feed." So the other thing is when the Moroi bite a human or a vampire, it releases these endorphins, and it's like getting high. So it feels really good to for Rose. It feels really good for the humans, but you get high. So you, I mean, basically, essentially become a drug addict. Like the human feeders in the school, they're drug addicts. That's all there is to it. Um, and so Rose is like, no, it's fine. Like you need to feed. So Lissa feeds from Rose. She gets super dizzy, lightheaded, all that stuff, the high feeling, all that stuff. And Lissa's like, okay, I'm gonna go get you some food. So she runs downstairs and is getting food. And then that's when the cat, the roommate's cat, who doesn't like Rose because she doesn't like, the cat does not like vampires. Animals don't like vampires. They're okay with Moroi, but they don't like vampires. So the cat's acting kind of weird, but looking out the window and acting like it acts with when Rose is around. So she's like, well, that's strange. Let me just see what he's like so fixated on because he's like laser locked into something out there. And so she looks out the window and she sees a man, like a tall, dark shape of a man. And she's like, that's fucking weird. And then she gets this feeling where she's just like, oh shit, it's go time. Like, we gotta go. So she runs out of the room. Mind you, she's still like high as a fucking kite. Like, she's
Oh
gone.
yeah,
She's
talk
not of
about
this plane anymore.
no, talk about a way to sober up. Like she got cold showered when she saw
she's
mysterious, tall, dark, and handsome.
she's like, fuck. So she's like trying to get her shoes on. She's running. She's like, Lissa, we gotta go now. And so that's when we find out that Lissa can actually compel people. And so she compels the roommate to give them his car keys so they can go. And he like tells them where they're parked. So they're running. But again, mind you, she's still like fucked up. She's still high, so she can't run as fast as she normally would. Lissa's like basically dragging her, carrying her along. And just as they're about to get to the car, and this is my favorite part, you want to know where they're planning to head? They're planning to get on a train to go to LA. Once
Yeah,
again,
let's
babes.
let's just go south. Like
Babes.
you're in Portland. There's an international airport. Board a flight, take off to Europe. Like no, why are we still staying in the United States?
I cannot. What the fuck? I mean, I guess LA's better than like nothing because at least it's a super crowded, busy area. But be so fucking for real.
No, yeah, like literally be for real right now. Like
Although
you
maybe going
that's
to
the best
Europe's
for
not the
you.
best idea because a lot of them are from like Russia and of that descent as well, too, right?
Yeah, but have you seen how big Russia is on a map?
That's true. Touche. Touche.
Like they have a better chance of hiding there than they do in LA. Like, come
LA.
on. Come on.
Ugh. Especially when the people that are looking for you are in Montana. So
Literally.
anyway, so they're just about to the car when Tall, Dark, and Handsome steps out and she's like, fuck. Now I gotta be on, right? I gotta fight this guy off, get Lissa in the car, and dip. Gotta get us to that train station, get us to LA. And of course, you know, little Rose, our little novice guardian, tries to take on a freaking 6 foot Russian full
A
guardian
big
badass.
furry, full-blown guardian.
She like does
And
her
he's
first little
like,
like the novice move you learn on day one of kindergarten, and he's just like, nope. In like 2 seconds, she's detained.
yeah, she basically did like karate 101. Like just try to sweep his legs out. And it's like, babe, you're 5'4". Come on.
You're 5'4". You haven't been in school for 2 years. Let's be real
And,
here.
and you're still high off of
Oh, and you're
Molly.
high on top of it. And then I love how she's just like, we probably could have gotten farther if I wasn't high. Like if I hadn't been fed on.
Yeah,
Babes, no.
he's so for real right now.
So then they get captured, and um this is when we learn that the guy's name is Dmitry Belikov, and he has a faint Russian accent, so we now know that he has a faint Russian accent. Ooh, we got a Russian boy. But so his exact words are, "My name is Dmitry Belikov. I've come to take you back to St. Vladimir's Academy, princess." And this is directed at Lissa. So now we know Lissa is technically a princess, not just some random ass vampire that ran away from school. No, no, no. Rose ran off with a princess. Dun dun
Literally
dun.
took the crown jewel. Took the crown jewel and ran. And again, the best thing she could do was Portland.
Best she could do was Portland.
Now we do have to give her props because it did take them 2 years to track down these girls. So that then if you're really thinking about it, they took off when they were 15.
Yeah, that is another crazy thing to think about.
They were babies.
Little wee babes. They
Tiny little
said,
babies.
they said bye.
So
Gotta
I
go.
mean, all things considered,
Yeah, they were sophomores when they left. That's crazy.
yeah. Okay, I guess I can't give them too much shit for staying within the United States because they probably didn't realize that they can go out of the country.
Like, well, actually, I wonder if maybe they couldn't go out of the country without a legal guardian or somebody of age, right?
She has a Roy that can use compulsion. They still
True, true.
probably could
They
have
could have.
gotten through
They could have.
TSA and
They
on
could have.
plan.
You right. You right. You right.
But I think I'll give them a tiny flower for that.
They can have a little one. Okay, so Dimitri catches them. They get taken on a plane. So then this is kind of where we start learning like a little bit more about like the guardian marks and things like that. And this is also like the first mention of the Strigoi. So Dimitri has tattoos on the back of his neck. One is the guardian promise mark. And so the promise mark is described as like a twisting line, sort of like a snake that marks him as a guardian. So like the novices, they don't have that. So this is like he is a full-blown guardian. Like he is out of school, his training's done, he did all of the things, passed all of the tests. He's a full-blown guardian. And then below the promise mark is where they put the I don't know if I say this right. Is it anomia marks? Neomio marks? It's
Your guess is as good as mine.
they're just these marks. And the
Which
they're described as two streaks of jagged lines crossing into an X symbol. So like kind of like two lightning strikes essentially is kind of how I envision it in my head, and then they're like crossed in the middle making an X. And so these marks indicate how many Strigoi that Guardian has killed. And Dimitri has 6. So that means he's killed 6 Strigoi. And I remember when I first read this and I was like, what's the big deal? He's only killed 6 people, like 6 bad guys. But turns out that's actually god level status because Dimitri's 24 years old. And yeah, so he's only been out of school for what is that? 19, 20, 19, 20, 20, 6 years. So he's only been out of school for 6 years. So every year he's basically made a kill. And the Strigoi are these undead, super strong vampires. Like they are so okay, so the Moroi vampires, they're like light, but they're not immortal. They still die. They might have like a little bit longer of a lifespan, but they still die like humans. They don't live forever, and they've got magic and all of that, but they're not like super strong, they're not super fast. They have these magic powers and they die like everybody else. The Strigoi, on the other hand, they give up their magical powers to they give up their magical powers to have extra strength, speed, and live forever. So they become immortal. And like the longer they live, the stronger they get. When they drink human blood, that gives them strength. But when they drink dampire or Moroi blood, they get even stronger. Like Moroi blood for them is like giving, I don't know, steroids to an athlete, right? Like you're talking like you're just bolstering their strength so that they just get stronger and stronger. The longer they live and the more blood they consume, the stronger they get. So it's actually really hard for the vampires to kill Strigoi. So having 6 kills at 24 is like huge. And then what was I gonna say? I thought like there was something else I was gonna say. I don't know, my brain just blocked out. But so anyway, so he's got 6 marks on the back of his neck. And then they are heading back to Montana. We already talked about that. And then, so we also learn more about the bond between Lissa and Rose. So Rose can actually enter into Lissa's mind, like even when they're conscious. So Rose is able to, because because the Guardians are smart. They know they can't sit Lissa and Rose on the plane together because they'll just make up a new plan on how to escape. So we learn that like she can literally go into Lissa's mind. So Lissa is perfectly conscious. She's in Lissa's mind. She's listening to Lissa talk with the other Guardians and can see everything, feel everything that Lissa feels, like the whole nine. Um, and then they get back to the school, all good there, and we also kind of learn more about again how strong the Strigoi are. Like they have to like verify that nobody in the car is a Strigoi, things like that. And so how you become a Strigoi is the Moroi just have to like completely drain a person while they're drinking from them. And that's how you can choose to become a Strigoi. Like if you want to choose that path, then that's how you can become. The other way you become a Strigoi is if a Strigoi bites a Moroi or a Vampire. So you can be turned forcefully, like not what's the word, against your will. So you can be turned against your will by being bit as a vampire or bit as a Moroi, and then or you can choose to do it by completely draining a human and killing like another person by feeding off of them, if that makes sense. Um, there's also okay. So then there's this other line too. So they get back to the school anyway. So they get back to the school. They have to go talk to the headmistress. Obviously, they're in trouble because the girls ran away for 2 years. Lissa's the last of her family line, and Rose is like supposed to be her guardian, so she's supposed to like take care of her. And that's obviously like taking them out of school way before they're ready to be taken out of school. Is like that's not guardian behavior. It's very like inappropriate behavior. So of course they're getting like grilled. And um this is when Rose finds out that Dimitri has been chosen to be Lissa's guardian, like full time now. Like she's getting a full guardian even though she's not out of school yet. And Dimitri's the one that's being chosen to do that. And so Rose says to the headmistress, she goes, "You got cheap foreign labor to protect Lissa."
What should I say? Rose? Square the fuck up. Square up. Put them up. Put up both paws. Because I'm going to put my hair up and I'm going to take my hoops out. How dare you call him cheap foreign labor? Put some respect on Dmitry Belikov's name.
Put some
Because
respect on his
by the
name.
end of this book, baby, you going to be eating those words.
Well, and then we also find out that she's like her mom is Scottish and her dad's Turkish. Bitch.
Get out of here. You're also foreign labor.
Like hello? What is that? But this is all just like the catalyst to who Rose is as a person. Like she is just snarky as crap. She is
See, she's
she has a
very
mouth on her like you would not believe.
She has some of the best comebacks that I highlighted because it's like she can make people cry with her words.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
honestly, if a Strigoi rolled up on her, all she had to do is insult them. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't have to fight them.
She'd make them yeah, she'd just freaking kill them with her words. She'd make me cry. I know for a fact if I went to school with her, I'd be crying every day of my life. Um and
I feel like we'd
so
be besties.
you what? I'm sorry.
I feel like I'd be besties with Rose.
Probably. You probably would. I'd be crying. I'd be crying every day of my life. Unless I was
I
her best friend,
wouldn't let
obviously.
her
Then I'd
exactly. I
that's the
wouldn't
thing.
let her bully you.
I'd be like, I need to be on your side. Like I would do everything I could to be on Rose's good side to never have that directed towards me. Like, please
No,
for the
and
love of God, don't direct that at me.
she's brutal. Like she is so brutal.
She is she is spicy as hell.
But you know who's offended
Um
by that? Dimitri.
Dimitri. Ooh la la. You can't see me, but I'm like lifting my skirt up, showing the thigh. um so anyway, so the headmistress is just like pissed, right? She's done. She's berating the girls. Like she's done. She's had it. And so she's like, "No, like you're Rose is being expelled. Like we're not doing this." And so it's Dimitri. And so if Rose gets expelled from school, by the way, that's it. She can't be Lissa's guardian. She has no choice but to like go live in the commune with other vampires. Like this is it for her. And her whole life, she has known that she is going to be Lissa's guardian. Her like that's what Lissa's parents wanted. Like that's just what she's been working towards her whole entire life. And so they're like, no, you're done. Like y- your actions have consequences. You left the school. Like you're done. Like this is it. And so, but it was actually Dimitri who acknowledged the fact that they had a bond because they've been keeping their bond and everything a secret. So it's Dimitri that was like, you can just tell by looking at them, they have a bond. Like, we haven't seen this in centuries. Like, we can't throw this away. Like, give her another chance. And the headmistress is like, how's she gonna catch up? She's not gonna catch up. Like, yeah, she was doing classes in the human world, but she wasn't doing fucking vampire classes. Like, she's not gonna be able to catch up in time to do the trials. And that's when Dimitri suggests that she takes extra classes, like before and after her regular classes. And the headmistress is like, well, who's going to teach her those classes? You? And he's like, oh, shit, hell no. But then, a little time passes. He's like, you know what? Fine, fuck it. I'll do it. Because it's not worth losing. Like, we can't lose another guardian. So he's like, you know what? It's fine. Like, I'll do the classes. So now we've got Rose being accepted back into the school. She has to like take extra classes. She has to do extra training with Dimitri. And on top of all of that, she is not allowed to attend any social activities whatsoever. So when she's done with her training for the day, that's it. She goes right back to her room and she has no contact. She doesn't have a roommate, none of that.
No,
Lissa,
she's literally in solitary confinement,
she's on house arrest.
full
Like
blown house arrest. And what
full on.
I loved, we can't steamroll past this quote because Dimitri literally looks at her square in the face and says, "You'll train with me every day until you catch up." And if that ain't a promise that made my heart flutter, I don't know what was or what would be.
Finger claps for Dimitri all around.
Finger
All
claps for
around.
Dimitri. And he did also use the whole excuse of like, oh, not just the bond, but he's like, we can't lose another female guardian. Like we
Yeah.
kind of need another brood mare around here, which I'm like, Dimitri, but also warranted
Well, I
because
also think it's too like because I don't think it's so much about the broodmare when he said that. I think it was more about the fact that like because it's uncomfortable for the male guardians to like watch over the female Moroi. Like if like for example, if Lissa needs to go change in a changing room,
and
because
it
they
makes
can't
more
like drop their eyes off. It makes way more
yeah,
sense for like a girl to go in the changing room with Lissa than it would for the male, you know?
because they're close in age, like it's a lot easier for them to be paired up.
Yeah.
But in my head, it's also revenge for her calling Dimitri cheap foreign labor.
I love it. I'm here for it. Um And then I think it's also important to mention so Lissa, she gets put into her classes, everything's fine, but she does have a roommate. And her roommate is Natalie because again, there's way more Moroi than there are guardians. So, um Rose doesn't have a roommate, nothing. She's all on her own, just, sad violin over here. But the Moroi on the other hand, there's a lot of them. So she has a roommate and her name is Natalie, and Natalie is described as her cousin, but they're not actually related. They're just it's like if you're a mom's best friend. It'd be like if you had a kid, I'd be your kid's aunt, right?
Yeah,
And then my
yeah.
kids would be your
Similar
kids' cousins,
situation
even though there's no
where
blood there.
no, but they've ran with the same crowd for so long that they're like they're basically cousins.
They are cousins. So, um okay. Sorry, I gotta find my spot in my notes here. Do 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 do. So okay, so Rose, they start classes up back up again, and of course they are the talk of the town because it's like, where have they been? What did they do? How did Lissa survive? Because another thing too, remember when I was telling you that Lissa had to feed from Rose, and then it makes Rose like high? That act is like super not okay. Like for that is where the term blood whore comes from.
Mm-hmm.
That is where like it is so bad. So like if people find out that Lissa was feeding on Rose for blood, like they're done for. Their
It's
social
it's
standings,
social suicide.
it literally social suicide. So people are like asking like, "Oh, what did you do for blood? What did you do for this?" Like they're asking them like bombarding them with all these different questions and they're just making up lies left and right. Like, oh, it's so easy to live out there. Like, it's not as bad as the school makes it seem. It's not that dangerous. It's so easy to get blood from humans. They want to do it, just like making up shit as they go. And um we
It's
also
full
learned, sorry.
it's full girl energy. Like it just picture if you've seen Mean Girls, just picture Addie Heron when she walks in on the first day and you've just got all of the different cliques and the different I wouldn't want to say societal standings or social standings, but yeah, like the different social standings within high school. Because there's a perfect quote, and it took me back to Mean Girls, where she says, "At Saint Vladimir's, there are two kinds of people: those who rule and those who follow."
Period.
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 Period. Like that's pretty much it. That's the entire way that the school is ran, especially within the Moroi. Because there we see a little bit more of how the Moroi are broken up into their own different classes too. And because
Yeah,
they
the
keep
the
calling
hierarchies.
yeah, because they keep calling Lissa princess because she is a princess, we find out that Natalie is also technically a princess because her dad is Prince Victor Dashkov.
Victor.
Fuck Victor.
Fuck Victor up the ass with a rusty spoon.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Um, and so like first day back in, we like learn as Rose is going throughout her classes that she's really not as badass as she likes to think she is. Like in the beginning of the book, chapter one, like from chapter one, you're like, oh, this girl, she's got it. She's like protecting Lissa. They are on the run. She's a fucking badass. No, she's not. She's getting her ass handed to her at every fucking corner. Like it's so bad. And that's when you're like, oh wow, okay, so her bark really is bigger than her bite. Like that's one thing that I took away from like this reread is just like, oh shit, she really can't protect Lissa. Like she really had no idea what she was doing. She really had no business taking Lissa from the school. Like this is not good. And we also learn that we learn more about the car accident, or the accident, I should say, because originally I was talking about the accident. So the accident that took Lissa's parents and brother was actually a car accident, and Rose was with them. And Rose shouldn't have survived. So it's like a miracle that Rose survived this accident. And we also learn that that accident is when Rose and Lissa's bond had started. So it started around the time of the accidents. We also learn about Victor Dashkov, which we were just talking about. And so he's also a Moroi, and he's super close with Lissa's family, so that's why she calls him uncle. And he used to like study those types of bonds as well. And so he brings up the fact that he's like, we like another reason for why like we need them to be in the school is he wants to see if he can find a way to replicate their bond because he thinks it'll be a useful term for the Morai's survival. Like so again, just emphasizing the fact that those bonds are like really important. Um okay, so then we learn more about their elemental magic. And this is like again the thing that like differentiates the Moroi from the Strigoi. So the Moroi are considered. Oh, I already talked about that. I'm so sorry, guys. I already talked about this part. I got ahead of myself earlier. Um, so moving on from that because we already talked about that. Okay, let's talk about Christian Rosera because he's kind of the next big thing to happen, right? So, because Rose is not allowed to be um socializing anymore and she has to like do these extra trainings or whatever, so she's like back in her room and Lissa's off left to her own devices. She's a little bit of a social pariah right now because she left and there are, secrets and all these things and everybody's whispering about her and she just can't really handle it that well and so she just needs alone time. She needs some space. She needs quiet time. Like anyone else does in that situation. So she goes to the chapel because again, the Moroi they're the living vampires. They are the light. So they also believe and practice religion like the humans do. And so Lissa wants to go to the chapel. So she goes to the chapel, and above the chapel there is like a what do you call it? Like an attic room, storeroom,
Yeah, like a little hideout.
a
I think it
little
really
like
is just a storage attic for
little
like Christmas decorations and shit.
little storeroom, and it's got a nice little window seat. And so she goes in there and she sits down in this little window seat. She's just enjoying herself. And then that's when she hears like a voice in the shadow, and she's like, "What the heck?" And it's Christian Ozera. And this like startles her, and so Rose, because all of this is in Rose's point of view, and so like Rose notices that she's like kind of scared or whatever. So Rose goes into her head and like is watching what's happening around her. And this is when we find out that Christian Ozera is also like a major, huge social pariah. Like he is the loner of the century. And it's because even though he is also like he's an Ozera, which is another member of that 12 royal family situation. So he's a royal, but he's an outcasted royal. And we find out that this is because his parents chose to become Strigoi. They like committed the ultimate sin and chose to do that. And then not only did they choose to become Strigoi, but they came back and tried to get Christian. And when they came back to do that, the Guardians found them. And so Christian actually had to watch his parents being killed in front of him. So
He
that on
needed
its
it too.
own,
He just a
like,
little traumatized.
yeah, I mean, that on your own, that's gonna fuck you up. Because he was young. I mean, he's like 8 year old or something at that time. Like, he was a young boy when this happened to him. So he's traumatized. He's got a lot of trauma, and nobody really trusts him. They're all like, just basically, they're just sitting and waiting for him to become Strigoi. That's like how it's worded. And even Rose is like, I don't trust him. She's like so against Christian, it's not even funny. To the point where she tells Lissa, do not hang out with that boy. Do not talk to that boy. Like, you just don't need to be around him. And Lissa's like, I don't agree. He seems really nice. Like, he just needs a friend. And we're just friends. She's like, I'm not interested in him like that, because Rose is like, you can't have a relationship with him, like a romantic relationship with him. And Lissa's like, it's not like that. We're just friends. Like, it's fine. Like, I just somebody to talk to. And,
And Rose was like,
um,
I
sorry,
felt
go
your
ahead.
heart flutter. Rose was like, I felt your heart flutter. Like, you can't lie to me. You can't just say we're just friends.
Like, I know what you were thinking. I know what was going on in that head of yours.
Like, you like the sweet little emo boy that might need a shit ton of therapy later.
But, you know, you know. And also, so Christian, because, so again, he's like social pariah, right? So he's on his own. So he's learned to be, over the years, very observant. And Christian's the one that kind of puts it together. He's like, Rose was allowing you to feed from her, wasn't she?
Just out
And
right in front of her salad, outs both Lissa and Rose about what actually happened the past 2 years.
Lissa's
Oh,
like, no, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. And Christian's like, she had to have been. Like, I've lived out in the real world among the humans. It's not as easy as you guys are trying to make it seem to get blood like that. Like you're lying.
he
And
also calls out the fact that she uses a shit ton of compulsion because
hmm
Christian got his eyes working. He's watching, and while every Moroi can use compulsion, Lissa is powerful because she can use compulsion not just on humans and vampires, but she can also do it on other Moroi, which is kind of crazy because they usually can't do it with each other, or if they can, it turns into more of a suggestion. It's like if they don't use that power, then they kind of lose it. Like they're super weak at it. And so
yeah,
she
when
was
they
trying to do it to Christian, and he's like, "Bitch, you
not
can't do that to
today.
me."
No,
Like,
no,
not
no.
today.
And like we also learned that it used like compulsion used to be something that they used a lot, but they don't use it anymore. Like they don't even teach it in school anymore. So like the fact that Lissa knows how to use it and is this good at it just means she has an affinity for it. Like she's like above and beyond.
Natural.
She's a natural. We also learn a little bit about Miss Carp too. So Miss Carp is a teacher that they used to have. She's no longer with them. Um And she also was like described as being crazy, but also like just kind of having like an affinity towards people and similar to like how Lissa is, but she was considered to be crazy. Like she was classified as crazy carp. So that's what all the students called her as. And so she is an important figure to remember for later. Um, then okay, this is my favorite thing. So we already discussed about the fact that Lissa is super religious, right? Rose is not. But you want to know how Rose figures out how to spend more time with Lissa?
She pulls up.
Going to church.
She literally pulls up. I found Jesus.
I found Jesus while we were away.
I
You can't
found
tell me I
some
can't attend
Jesus.
church. You
And the
can't take away my religious right.
headmistress Kurova clocks her so fucking hard and is like, really? You? Which is absolutely hilarious because same. Same, bitch. Same.
Same. But so Rose attends the church service, and then this is the first time that she hears the term shadow kissed. So after the service, she asks the priest, she's like, what does this term mean? And he's just like, that's just what they called her. She's just shadow kissed Anna. Like it doesn't really mean anything. And she's like, what do you mean it doesn't mean anything? Because Miss Carp, who we just talked about being kind of crazy, also called Rose shadow kissed one time. But again, because Miss Carp's kind of crazy, she just chalked it off as like being Miss Carp's just being Miss Carp, you know? So
She's
she
just
hears
being
this term of shadow kissed Anna and she's like, what is that? And so she goes to the priest and she was asking him more. She's like, she wants to know about the shadow kiss thing. And he's like, that's just what they called her. It's like not that big of a deal. But she's like, nah, there's more to this. So the priest actually gives her a book that talks more about like Saint Vladimir. Because Saint Vladimir's the saint of their school. So they're at Saint Vladimir's Academy. And Saint Vladimir is the saint of the school, and that's who they were talking about. And so she takes this book off of by about Saint Vladimir to learn more about it. And um sorry, I'm reading my thing here. Um so she takes this book and she decides she's going to read more about like what the shadow kiss means. And but of course the book has like nothing in it. She's like, what the fuck? So her friend Mason is like in the library and he's helping her like review it. And he's like, oh, you need like this is a secondary source, you need a primary source. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? A primary source? What is that? And he's like, you need a book that was written either by him himself or somebody that knew him, like first-hand accounts of him. And so she's like, okay, so this book sucks basically, right? And that's kind of like where that gets left. We don't really know much more about that. um and then a little bit more time goes on and then we start learning more about because she's like attending more and more of her classes and her trainings with Dimitri. And at this point, Dimitri's just been making her run.
literally
Making
said she's a runner, she's a track star.
She's a runner,
You
she's
got
a track star. And then the
it.
one time he goes on a run with her, she gets a little bit distracted. Like I think Mason or like one of the other like novice guardians like says hi to her or something and she like waves back and says, "Hey Mace" or whatever. And he goes, "Is this why your time hasn't gotten any better?"
Calls her the
Bitch.
fuck out.
You gotta be fucking kidding me right now.
Calls her the fuck out. And not like she shaved off like 2 minutes and he's like, whatever.
Mm,
Um, but she's
mm,
getting frustrated because she's like, why the fuck am I still running? I'm getting my ass handed to me in class because I'm not being taught how to fight. And he turns around and he's like, what are you gonna do if a stroke boy comes up to Lissa? And Rose is like, well, I'm gonna stake him. And he's like, you don't have a stake. And she's like, okay, then I'm gonna fight them. And he's like, they're powerful and you're a fucking pixie. And she's like, well, then I'm gonna, and he's like, you're gonna run. And that's why we're running. He's like, the best thing you can do is take Lissa and run.
yep.
And the way Rose, literally for the first time in her life, listens, because he then goes, because Rose again is like, well, how am I going to protect Lissa? How am I going to protect Lissa? And he's like, you will do it because you're dedicated to her and you'll make sure nothing happens to her. Like, gives her a compliment after being like, hey, I'm doing this for a reason. Like I'm not being dumb. Like I don't have 6 kill marks for nothing. Like
Yep.
there's a method to my madness, and that is you're gonna have to run.
And he also explains to her, like, because she's like, well, like, why can't I have a silver steak? And he's like, you're not ready for that. And she just kind of like doesn't really like click in her. But then he's like explaining to her about the fact that like when you are actually confronted with your first strigoi, you are going to pause, and that 1 second pause is going to cost Lissa her life. And you are not in a place to be able to do that right now. So you need to run because like this is life or death, and you're gonna be deer in headlights when it's. He's like, what if it's somebody you know? How are you going to handle that? And fortunately, Rose kind of loses her hot headedness a little bit and like trusts that Dimitri like knows what he's talking about. And she's like, you're right. Like I actually truly like this is the first time that she's like truly admitting to herself that she cannot protect Lissa and that what she did was wrong. Like taking Lissa out of the school was not a great idea.
Some might say even the worst idea known to mankind,
The
and
worst idea.
how they managed to stay afloat for 2 years is mind boggling.
Like they are so incredibly lucky they never ran into any Strigoi. Like
Hardcore.
beyond lucky. Because the other thing too, and they don't talk about it in the book. But the stakes are like powered with this powerful magic. That's why the silver stakes kill the Strigoi, because they have like earth magic, or not earth magic, light magic from all of the Moroi in them. So it's the stakes are imbued with all four elements of life magic. So earth, air, fire, and water, and that's what kills them. And then they also have these like around the school. So for anybody that's like, what's the difference from them being at school versus being out in the public? The school is surrounded by a ward, and those wards are these stakes, like staked all out throughout the school that have this magic. So the Strigoi can't touch those wards, and they can't get into the school because of it. And so that's the big deal here, right? Um, so while all this is also happening, like Rose is having these epiphanies of her life. She's, getting the absolute ass kicked out of her every day in school. She's realizing like what a big mistake she made. Lissa's having some problems. She's, finding dead foxes on her bed with their throats cut open. Um, and people are speculating like who left the fox. There's all this like tension within the school, people whispering like, there's people saying that they're the ones doing it, that they left the fox so they can like run away again, or to get attention, things like that, like the typical kid things that, or not kid things, but like high school catty drama type things that happen.
Like everyone is whispering and being like, she's doing it for attention. She's doing it because she wants to be back at the top of the food chain or blah, 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 blah. And Lissa is losing it. She's losing it to the point where Rose is, she can't sleep. She can't go through the night because she's being awoken by how powerful of the emotions that Lissa is feeling. And that's how she knew to run to her. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally woke up, rolled out of bed, scared the fuck out of everyone, and told Dimitri. And Dimitri is the real one because he does understand the bond. So he was like, "No, she's saying something wrong. We actually gotta trust her."
Like there's something seriously wrong here. We have to go figure this out. And that's the other thing too, is you have all these instructors, all of these people that are in charge that just don't understand. So Dimitri's like constantly having to like put his neck out for Rose and being like, she's not being crazy. Like she knows that Lissa's in trouble, or she knows that Lissa's having powerful emotions. We have to like act on this stuff. We don't just hold it lightly. Um so they're getting tormented on top of all of this, right? Like Rose makes some not great decisions, like Jesse.
Ah, Jesse.
So she figures a way to slip her house arrest by asking Jesse to. Well, Jesse says he's going to be in the dorms and that he can, slip his, because the Moroi aren't really allowed like to intermingle in each other's dorms. And boys and girls are like on different floors, so they're also not allowed to intermingle. But he's like, I have some studying I have to do in the Dampire dorm. I can get away. Meet me in this closet. And Rose is like, yeah, I'll figure out how to meet you there. So they end up going to the closet. and they're making out hot and heavy. Her shirt's getting taken off, the whole nine, you know.
His
But
fangs are grazing her neck.
I'm say that again. I'm
The
sorry.
His fangs are
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
grazing her neck. Like he is full blown. It is hot and heavy inside that closet because it wasn't actually the closet. They were out in the open.
No, no,
They're
no.
just
They're in a. Well, okay, sorry. It's not a closet. It's a room that's no longer being used. That's not
yeah,
occupied.
yeah.
So they're not like out in the open entirely, but they aren't like hidden either.
They are hiding. They aren't fully hiding, and
Yeah.
he's kind of pressuring her because he's also putting two and two together of like, oh, you, because she gasps, which who wouldn't? Um, when he kind of goes to bite her and he's like, oh, you know what it feels like. He goes like, so
Because
you
he,
would beat her.
sh- she gets a rush from the fangs.
She gets a full blown rush and he's like, well, you want to do it again? And he starts kind of pressuring her and she's like, oh shit. Like I'm in a pickle. I'm in a bit of a big old jar of pickles. And the more that he's pushing, the more that she's like, no, 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 like, nope, nope. And I think at one point Jesse's like, don't you want to share or something like that? Like he's being gross. He's being a
He
disgusting
is.
pig about it.
He's being a jerk. And like Jesse's a huge gossip, so she's like freaking out because she's like, I can't let Jesse do this, like at
Because
all.
it's not, yeah, like it's not just gonna ruin her image, it's gonna ruin Lissa. Because then everyone's gonna know that Lissa's guardian or future guardian is a blood whore.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's it's like again social suicide. Like literally, they can't do that. And so she's just like lying out her butt, and she realizes that like Jesse's not gonna just like let this go. So she does what any normal person would do, and she just like starts to like playfully play it off because she's like realizing the more defensive she is, the
The
more
more
he's like gonna
like,
take it.
yeah, he's like, no. And at one point he even says, like, all of you damp girls like it. Like we know it's in your blood. Like basically it's like you like it, you want it. And who swoops in to save the day?
Well, yes, I'm with you. So she like playfully plays it off and she like teases him, and then she's like she does that whole like stop it. I told you I'm not like that. But if you
Mhm.
want something else to do with your mouth, I can give you some ideas. And then that's when Dimitri kicks down the door.
He Kool-Aid man's his way through that door. He like
he, um, he
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 says
bursts through that door. She literally says he burst through the door like he was expecting to find them.
because he knew.
Oh, he knew.
He was young and dumb once.
He knew. Absolutely. He went to school. He knows. And so here's like a direct quote that had me cackling. So, in that horrible moment with him raging like a storm, I knew why Mason had called him a god. In a blink of an eye, he crossed the room, jerked Jesse up by his shirt, and nearly holding the Dampier off the ground. Not Dampier, sorry. The Moroi off the ground. And Dimitri asks him, "What's your name?" Um, sorry. Dimitri asks him, "What's your name?" And like Jesse's shaking, right? Jesse's like scared, and he's like, "Jesse, sir, Jesse Zeklos, sir." Which Dimitri then says, "Mr. Zeklos, do you have permission to be in this part of the dorm?" Which Jesse responds, "No, sir." And then Dimitri says, "Do you know the rules about male and female interactions around here?" "Yes, sir." Dimitri says nicely, um, I suggest you get out of here as fast as you can before I turn you over to someone who can actually punish you accordingly. And if I ever see you like this again, Dimitri pointed to where I was, cowered, half dressed on the couch, I will be the one to punish you. And it will hurt a lot. Do you understand? Oh my fucking
So
god.
Pluto. There was a Home Depot at the corner of the street. It's not there anymore because I had to gnaw my way through it.
It's gone.
Because if that isn't the most hottest thing someone can do, is defend your honor. Rose, eat your fucking words about Dimitri being cheap foreign labor.
Eat them now because my
Eat
panties
them
literally
now.
melted. I was screaming.
Orbiting Pluto. I was like, oh my god. Like
Like,
he can do that. And he's a guardian. Dimitri's a guardian, and he just literally picked up a Moroi who may or may not be royal and shook him like he was a bag of dirt. Like just literally left that poor kid traumatized to fucking death because
and
he's
he's
like,
like, let me find you like this again.
no, literally
Please, for the
said,
love of God.
touch her again, you die. And I to the moon to orbit. We're everyone hop into the rocket ship. We're gonna go take a lap around Pluto because Dmitry fucking Belikov. Dmitry Belikov walked so Zayden fucking Ryerson can
Could
fly.
run.
Like,
Yup.
oh,
Like, oh my God. I can't. I literally cannot.
and
So,
it
and
was
I,
Home Depot shoot through. Like it's
first Home
amazing.
Depot gone. No crumbs.
Gone. No breaks left.
And I also missed a part too. I skipped over my little note here too. This is also important to when they were terrorizing Lissa and Rose about the whole Fox thing and like saying that they probably planted it there. Um there's this other kid, he's not important, but his name's important. So his name's Ralph, and he was like being an asshole and like being suggestive towards them. Christian literally caught him on fire.
That's right. Yeah, he
And
caught him
that's
on
important to
fire.
know because the Moroi do not use their powers like that. They don't. Like their powers are meant for like good. So like to use it defensively like that is a huge big bad no no.
And
So
Christian literally says those rules are stupid. If we use magic as a weapon instead of just for warm and fuzzy shit, Strigoi wouldn't keep killing many of us. And Lissa goes, it's wrong. Magic is a gift. It's peaceful. And Christian says, nah, you
he's
know,
like, nah, bitch.
only because they say it is. You're repeating the party line we've been fed our whole lives. It wasn't always that way, you know? We used to fight right along with the Guardians centuries ago. Then people started getting scared and stopped. Figured it was safer to just hide. They forgot the attack spells. Also hot. Like, okay, Christian. Snaps for Christian. But I think that's why I also didn't trust him because I'm like, this one is kind of bloodthirsty. Like, maybe I am with everyone about on board with
See,
him just waiting to become Strigoi.
and I don't know, maybe I feel a little bit differently just because like I wholeheartedly agree with Christian. I think it's kind of ridiculous to sit back and let everybody else take care of you.
Yeah, now
Like
I do.
because well, I think even when I was first reading this, I felt that way because to me it was just like I don't understand why the Moroi aren't doing anything.
They're you know what? They got comfortable. They got fucking comfy like house
they
cats.
they
That's
got too
fine.
comfy. They got way too comfy.
They got
Um
really comfy.
so also another thing I have to bring up here. So we already brought up the Home Depot chewed through.
Mm-hmm.
Also on our list is an unnecessary British man.
Who's the unnecessary rich man?
So in chapter 10, we meet
Uh-huh.
Mr. Nagy.
Oh,
He's British.
we do have an unnecessary British man.
Lissa and Rose are passing notes, and they literally, she goes, she like just randomly mentions him and his British accent, and I go, motherfucker, there's the unnecessary British man.
Because they're passing notes in class because Rose has to tell us everything that happened. But before we
Well,
get to that, like we have to talk about Dimitri just full blown lecturing Rose because he this was the first red flag for Dimitri for me. I'm not gonna lie, because he kind of slut shames her.
oh
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
no. So
yeah. Get it, get it.
he's lecturing her and he's like, you can't like what the fuck? Like, why are you being caught this way? Like you're what are you doing? Like, you need to be smart about this. You're going to graduate next year. Like, get your shit together. And she she goes, um, it's a big deal for the Moroi to be with the vampire girl. They like to brag. Or that's what Dimitri's telling Rose. And Rose is like, so? And he goes, so? So you don't have any respect? Think about Lissa. You make yourself look cheap. You live up to what a lot of people already think about vampire girls, and it reflects back on her and me. And Rose goes, oh, I see. Is that what this is about? Am I hurting your big bad male pride? Are you afraid I'll ruin your reputation? Now, this is a red flag, but it's also kind of hot because Dimitri says, my reputation is already made, Rose. I set my standards and lived up to them long ago. What you do with yours remains to be seen. His voice hardened again. Now get back to your room if you can manage it without throwing yourself at someone else. Red flag. Red flag, Dimitri. We don't slut shame. We don't slut shame in this house.
Yeah.
And Rose caught on to it because she's like, is that your subtle way of calling me a slut? And he says, I hear the stories you guys tell. I've heard stories about you. Oh, hold. Mike fucking drop, Dimitri. Mike fucking drop. And
Mic
I
drop.
get it. I get it. I get it. But we can't slut shame just because we a little jealous.
And there is something to be said
We know
too.
we got some hard eyes on her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I get it too. Like I understand where like Dimitri's trying to well, part of it is he's jealous. We all know he's jealous. But another part of it too is the fact that like I understand where Rose is coming from. She's like, I have this is my last year to like at least have a little bit of fun before I have to be on all the time. But Dimitri's like, but I need you to take your training 1000% serious. You can't be having fun. You need to take this to heart. Like you don't the time for fun is gone. You have to take this like wholeheartedly serious because she's so far behind at this point too.
She is so far behind that it's not even funny. And he's like, I literally went to fucking bat for you, and you're just gonna sit here and waste
And fuck
this
around.
opportunity that I got for you, and you're literally gonna fuck around and make it worse for you and for Lissa. Like, he's seeing it from a partially developed frontal lobe side of because he's not 26 yet. He's still got no frontal lobe. But he understands that Lissa's already a fucking pariah, and now she's being bullied with fucking dead animals. Like, that's serious.
Yeah.
Shit has met and hit the fan and is spraying everywhere. And Rose has the gall to sit there and be like, well, I'm just gonna let Jesse kind of get a little handsy feely with me. And it's like, Rose, we have bigger fish to fucking fry, babe. We have
We got a lot
bigger
more going
fish
on.
to fry. We have a whole jaw-sized shark that we need to fry
And poor
because
Dimitri is
Jesse
jealous
unraveled.
AF.
Dimitri is jealous AF, but he also out here, he fucking putting in work. Dimitri is working triple time.
He's putting in that OT.
He is putting in that OT because he is literally running with her now. Like he's getting up early. He's getting up at the ass crack of dawn. He's still having to be on and guard Lissa and help guard the school. So I get why he snapped. Like I completely 100% see why he snapped at her and was like, "Get your shit together,
Yeah.
you blood whore."
You salute. You salute.
You salute bag.
Salute. Um, okay, so back to not Doctor, Mr. Nagy, the unnecessary British man, because every book has one at this point. Um, he is legendary for his ability to humiliate students by reading notes aloud. So you can see where this is going, because Rose was just caught in a closet by Dimitri. Well, not a closet, a vacant room by Dimitri, and now she's passing notes with Lizzie. Because remember, she doesn't have that communication that she wants to have with Lissa, so they have to find every spare moment they can to like talk to each other.
Because the
And
bond is
so,
only one way too. I don't know if we mentioned that, but the bond is
oh
only one
yeah,
way. Lissa
yes,
can't listen to Rose or feel her or anything. Only Rose can do that to Lissa. So that's why
yes,
they still have to go back to the archaic form of writing and passing notes in class and then get caught.
and then
And
get caught by Mr. Nagy. And so Mr. Nagy, in his British accent, he says, I'm not going to read the entire, well, I'm going to read a little bit of it, but he's like, one of you has considerably worse handwriting than the other. So forgive me if I get anything wrong here. He clears his throat. And then, so this is the note. So I saw Jay last night, begins the person with bad handwriting, to which the response is, what happened? Followed by no fewer than 5 exclamation marks. Understandable, since sometimes one, let alone four, just won't get the point across, eh? I'm sorry. Eh?
Snaps from Mr. Nagy.
This is like comedic gold. I love that man. But okay, I'm gonna skip all of the extra little commentary here and just give you the note part here. So the first respinker responds with, "What do you think happened? We hooked up in the middle of an empty lounge." Which Mr. Nagy, sweet little British guy, he's like, "Can I assume that hooking up means you guys were like, you know, doing the deed?" And Rose just is like, "Yep, yes, Mr. Nagy, that would be correct, sir." And then he's like, "Thank you for that confession, Miss Hathaway. Now, where was I? Oh, yes." The other speaker then says, "How was it?" The response is, "Good," punctuated by a smiley face. Um, and then that's when Lissa says, "So, how far did you guys go?" And then she's like, "Not very. We got caught." And then Liz says, "What happened?" And then Rose says, "Dimitri showed up. He threw Jesse out and then bitched me out." And then that's the end of like them reading the thing. But so it's confirmed that like Rose was hooking up with Zeklos because she says Zeklos' name, of course, and is the aforementioned Jay. And um that's kind of like the important part for that. So now not only does every single person in school know that Rose was hooking up with Jesse, they also know that they were caught by Dimitri. Which leads us to the next part, which is just where like back to like the whole blood whore thing comes into play, because there's also this girl by the name of Mia, and Mia is dating Aaron, and Aaron is Lissa's ex-boyfriend before they left. So Lissa had this ex-boyfriend like, and then she broke up with him right before they left, right? And so Mia and Aaron are dating. Mia is awful. She is absolutely god awful.
Fucking twat waffle.
Genuinely, because it's just like you gotta be so freaking for real. Like, I get like, so Mia's not a royal.
Regina George. She's not a royal. She's a wannabe. She wants to be the Regina George of
She
the
does.
school. But like, girl, girl's trying too hard, and she's um Rose and Lissa think that she might be part of the whole tormenting thing, like the whole tormenting situation. And the whole, which I think we kind of forgot to touch on, the other reason why she met up with Jesse wasn't just to, get her done. Um, it was because Rose found out a little tea about Mia and wanted to spread it to the biggest big mouth in the clique, which is Jesse Zeklis.
Yes, thank you. I forgot about that. I forgot that was the big part of why she decided to hook up with Jesse. Well, Jesse's really hot, apparently described as like very attractive in the book too. But it was
That
also
true
because she
tree.
wanted the biggest big mouth to have this information about Mia, which was the fact
Yeah,
that her parents are basically housemaids.
they're
Which
basically
nothing wrong
servants.
with that. But when you're trying like Rose's whole thing was like she's like, "I don't care that your parents are, basically servants. It's the fact that Mia's trying to act like they aren't. Is trying to act like, because Mia was like picking on them for like their clothes because they had like Goodwill clothes because they've been on the run for 2 years, and so she's like picking on them for their clothes, picking on them for all these things, and she's like, "You're literally wearing Target," which again, nothing wrong with that, but don't act like your sit don't stink too.
Yeah, she's sitting there trying to pretend that she was born with a silver spoon, but it's like, babe, you got a fucking Walmart spoon. Relax. Um, so then the chatter starts, and all of a sudden, Lissa's chatter isn't like the rumors about Lissa, the rumors about Rose aren't necessarily the hot goss anymore. It's all about Mia being a fake and being a wannabe. And
Kind of
Rose,
takes the
like,
turn off of them.
it 100% takes the gossip off of them. And Rose is like, worth it.
Absolutely worth it. Then we also find out, which no surprise, Mason, who is another vampire, has a huge crush on Rose, and they're just kind of supposed to be like friends. But Rose like uses that to her advantage a little bit to kind of flirt with him to get some information out of him as well. And like this is important for the future stuff with the Saint Vladimir and the Shadow Kiss Guardian stuff. Um because well, we'll just turn into that real quickly here. So Rose is able to use his little crush because she's on house arrest. So she needs more information on the Shadow Kiss Guardians, which means she needs primary sources because Mason's the one that told her about the primary sources, right? And so she uses Mason to get those primary sources. So when Rose is like she's trying to like leave to go to training, like because she's got training with Dimitri. So she's trying to leave and she gets stopped by two Moroi vampires and they want to like because she just got caught with the whole Jesse thing, all this stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped another part here. So Mia, because now Mia's under fire, right? And so she's no longer like it. She's now on the outskirts, the fringes of society. Her reputation's being tanked. So what does Mia do? Mia goes to Jesse Zeklos and she goes to Ralph, the kid that got lit on fire, and convinces them to tell people that Rose slept with both of them and allowed him to drink from her. Or well, both of them to drink from her, which is again, we've already talked about the fact that that's like a huge like social suicide. And so this then prompts those boys to like these two other Moroi men, like just completely are boys because they're boys, they're in school, to like corner Rose to try to convince her to like sleep with both of them, right? You know what I'm talking about? You picking up on putting down? And
Uh-huh.
so Mason's the one that like kind of comes to her defense a little bit, which pisses Rose off because Rose is like, I don't need you to help me. Like, I'm fine. I could take care of myself. But she realizes that Mason has this like huge crush on her or whatever. And she's like, I'm going to use that to my advantage because she has no way of like getting to Christian to be able to get the information that she needs to get out of Christian, right? And so
And
she,
I had also already told off Christian too. At some point in passing, she pulled Christian aside and basically was like, Lissa doesn't like you. You need to like she went full fucking kindergarten and was like, stop hanging out with my best friend. She doesn't like you. She thinks you're crazy too. And just destroyed that friendship for
yeah, and
Lissa.
she like says she tells Christian she's like I'm so sorry guys I'm like jumping around I'm the worst at this but she tells Christian that like Lissa's just too nice to say it like she's too nice to tell you that she doesn't like you but
Mm-hmm.
you freak her out too you scare her she doesn't want to be your friend and so she is like no way because she can't use Lissa to get that information and she can't get it herself because she's on house arrest. So she has to like kind of use Mason's crush against him a little bit and she's got to like play it up and she's like, "Hey Mace, could you do me a huge favor? Can
Well,
you go
she doesn't
talk to
even realize
Christian?"
it too. She doesn't even realize it until Mason literally says, wow, you're oblivious. And for being a guardian, Rose is a dumb fucking bitch.
Low key kind of. Yes.
Because it literally took him being like, okay, like, yeah, like, yes, I know you can defend yourself. Yes, you're big and bad because, again, like, um, Jesse and Ralph are being really fucking disgusting. And other Moroi are coming up to Rose because now they're like, oh, she's easy. And again, Dimitri's fucking warning is ringing clear in the back of her head, and Mason comes to help. And so she's flustered, she's angry, and she's like, I can handle myself. And he's like, no, like I know you can, and says, like, I pay attention. Like you're just oblivious. Like I notice these things. Like I know you can take care of yourself, but I want to help you. I want to protect you. And fucking Rose finally sees that he's jealous.
Yeah.
And she said, I could see it in his eyes. How had I never noticed this before? He was crazy about me. I guess I really was oblivious. And that is also kind of taboo because the vampires, like, yeah, they can have their flings, but ultimately they can't get together. They can't be together ever.
No, because that's selfish. Like they're being selfish. The vampires getting together is selfish because one, they can't create more vampires together, and then two, them like having a relationship like that, like one that's based on like love and commitment and stuff, takes away because they again like they basically have to be on guard for their Moroi 24/7
They can't have any sort of emotional attachment other than with their Moroi.
because like they do get time off. Like they are allowed to have time off, but what are you gonna like? You got 2 weeks a year for time off. How are you gonna have a relationship like that? You're not. You're just not.
Exactly. Like it's not going to happen, but
Yep.
she does use that to her advantage, and she gives Mason this rushed explanation of like, hey, real quick, I need you to tell Christian that I'm sorry that I lied. Lisa actually is fully, totally 100% head over heels in love with you, and I need the books. Like
Also, I need
literally,
those books.
with how fast I just said it, that's literally what she's saying. Because she's like, if I don't make it to class on time, Dimitri's gonna kick my fucking ass.
Dimitri's going to fucking murder me. I'm done for.
And sweet little Mason, our sweet little golden retriever, is like, yeah, like he knows. He knows it's one sided. He knows she's oblivious. And he's like, I will still do whatever I can for this girl while I have the chance to.
Absolutely. We also find out so as she's like running to her class with Dimitri, we also kind of figure out because this whole time, by the way, they keep hinting at a secret that we the readers don't know and nobody else knows. Like there's this massive secret. And so we finally find out that secret. And it's the fact that Lissa managed to bring a bird back to life.
She, and they did
Like
it in
a
front of
completely dead bird. And they did it in
crazy
front
Carp.
of, yes, Crazy Carp. So they bring this bird back to, well, Lissa brings this bird back to life in front of Miss Carp. She witnesses it all and she like freaks out. She tells Lissa to never do it again. And then she tells Rose, like, do not let Lissa do this. Like, don't ever do it again and tell no one that she did it. And like Carp is like very much like telling Rose, like, you guys are in danger. They are going to find her. Do not let them take her. Which again, it's Crazy Carp, so it's like we don't really have much information. Like who's coming for her? What's going on? Why is Lissa able to do this? What is happening? Why is it up to Rose to save Lissa? You know, because like Miss Carp's like, you have to save her, you have to save her. And it's like, what is going on? So there's like this mystery in the background too, where it's just like Lissa has these special powers. She has these special capabilities. Not only does she have an affinity for the compulsion, she can also bring people back from the dead, or animals back from the dead, and she has healing abilities. And so does Miss Carp, because Rose also, I missed this part. Rose fell out of the window her sophomore year, tried to sneak out and like scuffed up her hands. And Miss Carp is like standing there watching her, and she's just like, not great form, Rose. And then heals her hands for her.
Mm.
And this
Yeah.
is like when Rose is also starting to realize that like everything Miss Carp can do, Lissa can do. And so that scares her because like Lissa's starting to like go down a dark, scary path. And it's like reminding her of Miss Carp. So she's like scared. She's like, I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? So she's like telling Lissa, don't use the powers, like stop using the powers. Um,
And we find out that that's why 2 weeks later, after that happened in front of Miss Carp, and Miss Carp flips the fuck out, find out that's why that they took off, why
mhm.
they left school and went on the run. They Thelma and Louised it
Because
across
like Lissa felt like
country.
she was being watched. Like how Miss Carp is. And Miss Carp's like they're always there, they're watching, they're looking. And so like Rose having that experience with her and then Lissa saying that like she feels the same way that Rose is like, we gotta go. We have to leave. We gotta go. We can't be here. And they
And
take
I
off.
think that's where we're gonna leave you for this episode. We gotta dangle him. We gotta get him to come back.
We gotta give them. We gotta make you want to come back. Because where we're picking up off is where the first major training with Rose and Dimitri. Ooh la la,
Hot.
hot damn.
HAWT. Hot.
HOTTOGO. You can take me hot to go. No, okay.
Dimitri can take me hot to go. That's all I know.
So thoughts, feelings, opinions? How you feeling? What you thinking?
Fuck Mia.
Fuck me, huh?
Uh, fuck Jesse. Fuck Ralph. Honestly, Team Christian. Christian should have, because he only set Ralph's desk on fire. And was like, Christian, you could have cinched his hair a little bit off. Um, I love it. It brought me back to whenever I was sitting in fucking junior high, just full blown loving this series. Like it has a little bit of everything in it with the magic, with the different type of vampire in it, and having this cool, the cool friendship between Rose and Lissa is really where the like ride or die besties type of friendship came into play, because all we had before then was Jacob and Bella, and it's like that was more romantic.
Mm.
Um, but this was cool and this was good, and it adds that realm of mystery of like, well, why can't we tell anyone about Lissa being able to heal things or being able to bring stuff back from the dead? Like, why is that so frowned upon? And what is being shadow kissed? Like, we're just, the way it's written, the way it takes you on this journey is so perfectly paced, and it's not overdone. We have the bullying, we have the little bit of, we first dibbled into some spice in this series, because we have the kind of low key forbidden relationship between Rose and Dimitri, and it kind of, no, it brings it all together. It brought a different vibe to the vampire realm that quite frankly was needed, so that it wasn't just fucking Dracula or just,
Mm-hmm.
the sparkly ass, dumbass, no thing having vampires of
Mm.
Twilight.
Of Twilight. One I love too. This is like, because up until, for me, anyways, up until this point, like all of my experience with vampires are these, incredibly strong, super fast, immortal beings. And this is like a completely different system. Like you have these vampires that are just like every other biatch. Okay?
Yeah, they're literally normal.
They live and die like the rest of us. The only thing that really makes them special is the fact that they do have to consume blood
Hmm.
and they have these magical powers.
And they're magic.
These four elemental powers, like it's, like I like that. And then the half human, half vampire element of it where it's like, they have those human traits. They don't need blood to survive. But and they are like stronger. They have, some more speed. They have these capabilities that normal humans don't. Like I just love that. I love like it's like a nice beautiful blend. And the Moroi could live in society. Like they choose to, like, cuz like the school's happening at nighttime, so they choose to stay out at night cuz like the sun, it doesn't damage them, of course, but it's uncomfortable and they have to like limit their sun exposure. But if they wanted to, they can run complete normal human lives. The Strigoi can't. The Strigoi are like the typical bad vampires that we all know and hate. Can't be in the sun, just, whatever. Killing people, all that stuff that you associate with vampires. But the Moroi, they're like genuinely good guys.
Yeah, they're
And
kind
they're
of chill.
not vegans to be good. They're just
They're
good.
they're just
And
good. They
I
have
love it.
self-control. They know what they can and can't do.
They do, they do.
You got any notable quotes so far from this half of the book?
Um, do you? What's your notable quote? I'll let you go first.
Oh, we're gonna take it back to chapter 8 whenever Rose is telling off. Mia, and she literally says, "Go find your pacifier and shut the hell up." Like, okay, Rose.
I forgot about that.
Like, goddamn, Rose.
Like,
Okay.
holy shit. Rose really
I
do be that bitch.
Jesus.
Let me
That's probably one of my
see.
favorite books.
I gotta run through my little quotes here and just see if I have any that I want. Sorry, I'm trying to look to see if I have one. Um, I took so many notes, guys. It's just crazy. Um, Crap. No, I'm gonna say I don't, because I kind of already quoted the ones that I had that I really liked.
Mhm.
Um,
Like, you just
Honestly,
feel like you
actually,
feel
my
like the
favorite
title.
quote, which I'd said in the very beginning, was when she said, "You hired cheap foreign labor for to protect Lisa." That is my favorite quote, actually.
Eat your fucking words, Rose. Eat your fucking words.
Literally, eat your words, please. Ugh, yeah, that's my favorite. And then
And
proceeds to just get fucking beat on by Dimitri.
Dmitry fucking Belikov. Dmitry fucking Belikov. That I
Dmitri Belikov.
oh, okay. What you got for me for the TBR?
All
What are
right.
we adding to the TBR?
Next segment. TPR
And I
trouble.
and I just want to tell you,
You. Yes,
I
go ahead.
100% downloaded something Sun Queen. Does that sound
What?
right? Hold
Hmm?
on. I
Oh, Fate of the Sun or not Trial of the Sun Queen. The Sun Queen
Trial
trial.
of the Sun. Yeah. So I have that on my Kindle. So it's in my list.
Yay! I'm so
I think I could
excited.
cry that one over the other one.
Over the other, that's the one that's gonna make you read it.
Yeah.
Hmm. So I have not. I did not read your last one, which was like the fake mate. It is on my
Yeah.
list, but I haven't read it yet. So I've only read one of your suggestions so far, which was Pucking Around. We already talked about that. Um,
Hmm.
but so this week's TBR trouble, I really want you to read Quicksilver.
Oh, I have it downloaded on Audible. Maybe I'll start that after I finish. I just started Psycho Hunters, so
Okay.
no,
Yep. I've
Psycho
That's not on
Shifters.
my TBR, but or sorry, let me rephrase. I've not read that one yet, but it is on my TBR.
Psycho Shifters.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have that. I have that on my Audible. So maybe I'll give Quicksilver a little listen.
So my reason for wanting you to read Quicksilver is one, the second book comes out on Tuesday. Two, it's so fucking good, Kingfisher. And if you don't like this one, you and
So
I are
it's
gonna
fairy.
actually throw hands.
It's fairies.
It's fae, vampires, witches, humans.
I mean, it's got a 4.3 on Goodreads.
It has a 4.3. I did pull up the one-star reviews. Huh?
Saris? Saris?
Yeah,
Her name is
Saris.
Saris.
Saris Fane. Yep.
Uh,
What? Uh, what is wrong with Saris?
his name is Kingfisher.
Yes. What is wrong with that?
Uh, uh,
Karina.
uh,
Karina.
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. I'll give
I
it a
really
shot.
need you to lock the fuck in with these names and understand.
Okay,
What do
listen.
you want his name? Do you want his name to be Bob?
Not Kingfisher. That's his
Karina.
real warrior like
We.
fucking
Yes,
king
how
that
is that
fishes.
not Faye Warrior like? What are you talking about?
He's a king that fishes.
Kingfisher.
He's
Literally
a king that
is like
fishes.
strong, powerful name in my opinion.
Hmm.
Karina,
Okay.
Karina, how many names do you think you could come up with for like a fantasy? This is not real life. This is not real things. They cannot have Robert cannot be their name. Okay? I don't know what you want from me. Kingfisher is a wonderful name. Saris is a good name for people that do not live on this plane, this earth with us. Saris is a really good name. So is
Okay, Saris,
Kingfisher.
Paris, I can give. Honestly, why can't we just call Kingfisher Quicksilver? I would have rather had that. Why is it called Quicksilver?
Oh my
And his name isn't
god.
Quicksilver.
There's also alchemy in this.
I do love a good alchemy.
See, there you go. That's where the Quicksilver comes in.
I do love, I do love good alchemy. However, one of the one stars reviews says, I'm convinced everyone is being held at gunpoint for rating this 5 stars.
I, yeah, no, I disagree wholeheartedly. I'm trying to find another. DNF'd 30%. Another viral book talk book that doesn't live up to the hype for me. Shock. If you're happy with fantasy on Ozempic, not getting a full picture with details, but heavy on romance, you might like this. It's a long ass review. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the Ozempic was what got me. I don't get that. I feel like there is romance in this. Do not get me wrong. The smut do be smutting. Like, this is not a book that I'm going to recommend to my father, even though it has a lot of the elements that I think my dad would like. It is heavy on the smut, but it's not like pucking around, cough, cough. There is still way less smut than pucking around. The plot be plotting. Everything's making sense. Like, I don't get the hate for Quicksilver. To me, Quicksilver, like if you want me to list books. Now it's hard for me to like say it this way, but this is where I feel like this is where it's going. And though it's hard for me to say this because there's only one book out right now, right?
Mhm.
So, it's going to be a longer series. Okay, y'all. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties, but what I was saying is I feel like it's hard because Quicksilver is not a completed series yet, but I feel like I can list like my favorite series, and it would be like for me, Akatar's number one, Fourth Wing's number two, and then Quicksilver's number three. Like as far as romanticy goes, like Quicksilver's just that girl. Like I don't understand how people are hating it. Like if you like Akatar and you like sorry, not vampire. If you like Akatar and you like Fourth Wing, you're gonna like Quicksilver. That's how I feel. But clearly that's not the case because you love Fourth Wing and you hate Akatar.
It's not that
So
I hate Avatar,
I
it's that I have a love hate relationship with SJM and the way she writes.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And that's okay. But I feel like it could go either way for you. You're either gonna be 5 stars, 10 toes deep with me, or you're gonna be hating it.
Listen, I will give it a shot. I do have it downloaded. I'll give it a shot.
Perfect. So that's my TBR trouble for you.
I just wanna read
Please do.
one more one star that says, oh God, where did it go? Oh, it says, this is terrible. There's no way anyone with a developed prefrontal cortex can enjoy this unless you're into dumb dialogues and even dumber MCs.
Oh no. I hate it here.
The MMC, you're telling me you're 1,000+ years old and you talk and act like a fucking moody teenager in his emo stage? What grown ass woman finds that attractive?
That is not no. No. Mm-mm. Nope. I disagree. I
Oh,
disagree. Look, no, because I'm not giving any spoilers. I'm not giving any spoilers, but
here's
I
a five.
disagree.
Here's a 5 star that says, ate this up like a Snickers bar. The shadow wielding, morally gray, tortured soul MMC just doesn't get old. Give me 14 of them right now. Plus, this one had a bit of a Twilight flair that I enjoyed. Okay.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That lady
Okay.
knows what she's talking about.
Okay.
Okay. Finger claps all
Okay.
around.
Okay. It's on the TBR list. Okay, I'm gonna give you one. It's a little
Oh god.
so I liked it.
Okay.
I which is weird because for books like this, I gave it 4 stars, and I feel like based off of my taste, you would have thought I would have hated this book. Let's
Oh,
talk of
interesting.
one. Yeah, it's called The Blood of Hercules.
Oh, this is already on my list, actually.
Oh,
The
okay.
Blood of
So see, this
Hercules.
this is where we might be crossing over. By Jasmine Maz, and it is the summary is step into the Colosseum at the Spartan War Academy, where monsters are made, immortality is won, and even a god can die. We have our FMC Alexis, and she has to she has to literally go to school to fight and learn how to become a demigod. It's kind of it's Hercules. It's a retelling
See,
of
this
Hercules,
is
or
right up my alley.
it's good. Like I actually really did love the route it took because it's the trial of Hercules, right? Where they go through the different tests and whatnot. It's I think if you really liked Percy Jackson, just take that but make it dark. It's cool. Like I really love the world building. Some of the dialogue and some of the way that it's written can read a little dry, but I really loved just the way just the way that they blend, like they take the mythology and they keep it all the same, but then interweave just little changes that help so fucking much. Like Achilles and Patro are her trainers. They're her trainers, but they have like soul bond in a way. Animals that are with them that are really fucking cool. Like she has a
Oh,
snake. Alexis has a snake. I think it's been a while since I read it. But Achilles has, I believe, a dog, and Patro has like a lion. So it's cool as fuck. Like they have these bonds with these animals to help them channel um their power. And when they pretty much graduate, then they become immortal and they become full demigods, like they are Spartans. I really liked it because
okay, okay. I'm here for
it
it. I'm here for
it
it.
throws in a little bit of mystery of like it's kill or be killed, but we don't know why Alexis doesn't remember who she is, where she
Mm.
was, why she is. Because she grew up literally on the fucking streets, and she has a little brother, and it hurts your heart, tugs on the heartstrings a little bit, but it was good. I really liked it. Um, but one star.
I just read one that says curiosity did in fact kill the cat.
The other one says it's like if brain rot was a book. The TikTok language is a shocking addition. Which, yeah, there is there's some moments where it's like I don't know if that was necessary, but again, like I believe it's her first book, and she has a degree in Greco-Roman classical studies, which is why like
Oh, nice.
it's so intricately written with the mythology, and I just really fucking enjoyed that. I
See,
loved the
I
different
think I'm
retelling of
gonna love
Hercules.
this.
It was good. And the second
I really
book,
do think I'm gonna love this.
I believe the second book is either out or about to come out. Um,
It's out.
it is out, The Bonds of
Yeah, it
Hercules.
just
Okay.
came out last week, I believe.
Okay, because that's also on my TBR um list. And she wrote Psycho Shifters, which is what I'm about to dive into as well. So I like her. I
Somebody somebody else said bring back shame in 2025. They rated
oh,
it a 1 star and said that.
oh
Somebody else said this gave
no.
me brain rot.
I really liked it.
Somebody else said don't piss me off, and then in parentheses said I'm pissed off. DNF'd at 18% because what the fuck is this?
It
Oh,
is
and then
so
somebody else said I'm so over abusive men in fantasy.
she's tortured a little bit, but not
Well,
not
we
by
always
them. because it's part of the trials. It's part of the Spartan trials. Like she's literally
I kind of love a little torture, not gonna lie.
it's not bad. Like I don't know. I really liked it.
Also, I so I kind of don't like it when people talk about like abuse in books because everybody's opinion of abuse is different. And sometimes I feel like people will be like, "Oh my gosh, that's so abusive." And I'm like, "I didn't see it that way." And then there's other times that I like everybody's definition of like what it's different for everybody. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
so that one's also kind of a hard one too. Because like you
yeah.
said, it's part of the trials. So I'm like,
It's
well, it's
part of the trials.
probably
It's not necessarily full blown like actual abuse. Like it's not an
yeah.
actual fully abusive relationship. There's some treachery, but you have to in these kinds of books.
Yeah.
I loved it. I really liked it. I think she's cool as fuck. And she is a former lawyer, which is kind of everything.
Oh, I love that. Well, it's on my
So
list. It's been added.
that's what I've got for a TBR trouble.
I love it. I love it.
Love it a lot.
Love it a lot. And
Um,
off to our community corner.
it's nice and cozy in the community corner.
It is nice and cozy in the community corner.
I want to see some of the one-star reviews of Vampire Academy because there has to be a couple.
Oh, there's gotta be. Absolutely. While she's looking for those, this is where I want to tell you guys that you can send us your wildest Goodread reviews to our email at hottakesandpaperbacks.com. Sorry, hottakesandpaperbacks at gmail.com. You can also send us your book recommendations and any books that you think we should add to our TBR. And again, that email is hottakesandpaperbacks at gmail.com. HOTTAKESANDPAPERBACKS at gmail.com. Let us know what you guys are thinking. Send us your recs. Send us those funny Goodreads.
Make us giggle the way this one's making me giggle. How is every single person in this book stupid? Did the author not have ink to write in brains? Also, why is this so hyped? I don't understand.
See, and this is where that whole thing I was talking about how like everybody's different because I don't see it, but that made me giggle.
This book is something similar to Twilight, and this was not it.
Oh no. Absolutely not.
You ever read a book as a teenager and remember thinking it was okay, only to read it as an adult and cringe aggressively and wonder why you have the entire series on your shelf and why your parents ever let you buy this? That's me right now.
Oh no.
This book is
Loki, that's kind of how I felt about Twilight, but obviously, because Twilight was really cringy. Like rereading it this last time, it was super cringe. But at the same time, it's so nostalgic that I don't care.
I love it. I think I want justice for Vampire Academy. I need an actual like full-fledged show of it, but to not have it be cheesy or weird or absolute shit.
I agree. I want justice for it as well. Yeah, I'm 1000% on board with you.
And with that, thanks guys. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Hot Takes and Paperbacks. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you head over to the YouTube channel, Hot Takes and Paperbacks, or hit the follow button on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Leave a review. Help us get our listens up and send it to a friend, except for all of our immediate friends.
Yeah,
Tiffany, are you listening?
do not share it with anybody that knows us by name.
If you do, just we appreciate your support, but like, we're a little embarrassing.
Grandma, if you're listening, please let this be the last one.
Yeah, mom, don't listen. No, Sean, no.
Run
I
away.
don't have to worry about my dad.
I'm
He's too busy
so
listening to his writer podcasts.
yep,
But,
yep.
I
I
think
like do
they're
not want the
probably
husband
listening.
to listen. I'm like, please, for the love of God, no, you don't need to support me on this one.
No, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let's not. Shay, thank you for listening and for forcing your poor sweet husband to listen when you guys are driving back.
Yeah, yeah, Christian, if you're listening, that's Shay's husband's name, right?
Yeah, but he goes by
Christian,
Jack.
Jack, the man out there, if you're listening to this right now, please,
So
for the love
sorry.
of God, remember we are normal people sometimes. Not
We're
often,
not.
but it does happen.
She's lying. She's fucking lying. She's lying. But thank you guys so much for your support. This is our baby, and it's so cool to see it out and about and growing up. And you know what? We'll get there. We'll get there one day. One day we'll get to the point where we too can have a themed night at the Colorado Avalanche and not have to fucking fight for our lives for crossover jerseys.
Hell yeah, we'll be there one day. It'll happen.
It'll happen. So thanks for listening, guys. Tune in next week for the next installment of Vampire Academy.
Later, love you, bye.
Bye.